Yeah, but
south.
empires come and go. Persian Empire
Right.
ended. The
Yeah, but
Ottoman Empire ended. Are we now going to say the Ottoman Empire has got relevance in modern day
Well, the
politics?
Ottoman Empire was never an ancient empire.
Or the Persian Empire has got
Yeah,
relevance in
every,
the day-to-day modern
I
politics.
was so relieved when I finally started figuring out the history of the Middle East because it was so confusing to me. And like, I was one of those people who always thought that the Ottoman Empire went back a really long time, but they didn't. There was actually empires that were
I
before.
mean, if you want to make that argument, then yeah, maybe we Brits should go back and invade Normandy and Brittany.
Well, Normandy, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. With Normandy is actually a better example than when it comes to
And
Instead of Tripoli, you should
and
look at Normandy and see what that's. I, bu-
and you American, you US citizens should be speaking Scandinavian Norse.
you know, like that was horrible actually. With Normandy isn't that right there where frickin' the Persian Gulf and or where Cairo and everything and the Persian Gulf comes through and or not no the Gulf of
No,
what is that the Red Sea isn't
no, Normandy is north of is north East France. No, no, actually North France.
so the
Yeah.
Qatari people came from the Bedouin tribes that migrated across the Arabian Peninsula
you've
by
heard
the
of
7th CE. The Bandi, Ugbad, and other Arab clans established dominance in the region, with the Al Khalifa tribe emerging as the key power broker.
the
So, yeah.
The Al Khalifa are what a lot of people consider terrorists today. Um,
Hmm.
Now, the Ubaid are also the ones that were hiding the location of Petra as well. Whenever Petra was discovered, the guy who found out about it had to lie to an Ubaid uh, and not lie to him, just not tell him who he really was, so that he would lead him to the city. And that's how he actually found out where the city of Petra was. But the Ubaid kept it secret for quite a long time.
It, did the springs in Petra dry up? Is that why it
No, they
disappeared?
they still have reservoirs. I've seen documentaries of them where they've shown freaking water still in the wells because they have waterways, causeways that
So
were
what happened to the city then? It's gone now, isn't it?
no, it's still there. It's still there.
What?
Yes, it is still there. You can see videos of it and everything. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah, the stones are still there, but there's not a city anymore, is it?
yes, there is an actual
Yeah.
city of Petra. It's beautiful. They've got
Wait, where is
they,
Petra?
they've
Is it?
got little waterways that whenever it rains, these waterways will collect the water and send it into wells, and that's how they used to collect their water from all over the place. As a matter of fact, in the Bible where it says frickin' Moses struck his cane and water came up, that was just within frickin' distance of Petra. So was Aaron. So was Aaron's burial site. Moses' brother. A lot of people don't know that he was buried just a short ways away from Petra too. Isn't that
I
amazing?
think we diverting from the entire subject. It's
Well, I
pretty much
mean,
all they're going.
we need to have a discussion on what was talked about
I'd love to
people
go there.
the people from Judea flying south. You know what I mean?
All right, let me look that up.
Where would they
Uh,
go? Would they go to maybe the burial site of
So, So you're saying
Aaron.
after Egypt, they traversed the desert, got to Israel, and then what?
They,
After the Persians, they fled south.
what happened is the Babylonians invaded is Jerusalem, and
Babylonians or Persians?
the Babylonians.
Okay.
This is
Oh, that's
all fa-
The Persians
all
were actually the
fascinating.
ones who freed the Jews from captivity.
This is all fascinating, but I can't see Babylonians or Persians creating Boeing airplanes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So please.
That is true.
Well,
But we were talking about these presidents who make a trip to Israel, and then they make a trip to Saudi Arabia, and then they go to Kuwait, and then they go to I believe they may end up in Qatar too. I'm pretty sure they would end up in Qatar. That's one of the major players in that area. You know. So and that's just my take on it when it comes to that. So and I'm not gonna be playing need some references. Where's your sources and stuff? This is Untethered, and that's what we're doing here. We're having a
As
conversation.
I was saying before, this should aid in bringing jobs back to the US,
Yeah, it will. I believe it will.
which is the important factor that we should really consider in this.
Well, I mean, I like the idea of the fact that we speak out of one side of our freaking mouth saying horrible things about Muslims and Arabs and all of these things, and then we turn around and we go make one of the biggest deals Boeing's ever had with, guess what, the Arabs and the Muslims. So, I mean, stop speaking with a forked tongue, you know what I mean? I get a kick out of that, and it
stop being a warmonger. You know.
yeah, you know,
Moral of the story.
basically. It's that's the one thing that really rings out with me on that one. This is a huge deal, and who do they go to freaking make the deal? You know what I mean? They go,
Did you see how they welcomed Trump? That was pretty impressive.
yeah. I mean, and
Yeah, no, to me it just shows like, make friends, not enemies. Like today's enemies is going to be tomorrow's friends. Just don't do it.
well, I mean, you know where the money's coming from. You know who's patting the pocket. You know, I mean that's basically the best way of
Money
saying
is
it.
going to be irrelevant in like 50 years. When it's been all-
According to you, I'm not as optimistic as you, let's just say.
The thing is, like all the difficult jobs of like extracting things and building things is going to be automated, and like we're going to have more than what we need. So I just don't see finances
I
coming
think
into it. It's going
you've
to be
been
more about
watching far too
relationships.
much Star Trek. I think, yeah, you've been watching that sort of utopian socialist.
Mate, where are you living? We're in the future. Don't you
Ha,
understand?
We're not
Like,
in the future,
we're
we're in the present.
nah, mate. We're living in the future now. We got freaking jetpacks and hoverboards and bloody spaceships and like AI robots that are cruising around, kickboxing each other. Like, come on. We're not in the bloody Middle Ages,
And we're all
colonial times
sitting
anymore.
down, tucking into our plate of Soylent Green.
Soylent
Just saying.
Green, what the hell, dude? You see what I'm saying? He just freaking flips
Well,
out.
since we're in the future,
This is that British mindset
Yeah,
that I'm
but
talking about.
Soylent Green, dude, where the hell did why did that even pop up in your head, dude? You know what I'm saying? You know what that movie's about. They're freaking taking people
yeah,
and putting them in a meat grinder.
but he's talking about future. I'm just saying, yeah, that's a potential future.
Of all things you
And
could
if we
think
say
of,
we live
dude.
in the future,
Seriously, I would have thought of like
Tons.
1984 or something like that, but no, you have to throw Soylent Green in there. You know, I mean, come on, that is
I can't even remember what that's about.
And everybody will be born in test tubes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you all have a designated place of occupation as determined by a birth.
Well, if some people get
Yeah,
their
so
way,
that's
that's the way it'll be.
And I
you
think
know.
We let the,
I think that right there, what you just said, proved a pretty good point that the younger generations need to know what Soylent Green is, because like you just said, you've never even heard of that term before. Okay, that was probably one of the most controversial freaking stories ever freaking put out. I mean, dead serious. You'll hear everybody talk about like 1984 and the whole thing about that, but Soylent Green was just downright freaking insane, okay? Stormtroopers that freaking herded humans up by crowds and just shoved them into the meat grinders for food, and they would feed them to the rest of the human population, dude. Old people.
yeah, look, that's what happens if we keep like letting psychopaths rule over us. But I think people are sick of that now, and
That's
I honestly
that's
think
I
we're
don't think they
Mr.
are.
Robot.
I don't
we
think
want
they
to get
are.
rid of these bastards.
Welcome to the future.
I really don't think
It's
they are
it's
sick
the
of it.
future if you don't do anything, you know. Then the only people that do something is the psychopaths.
Right.
So I think if you play an active role in creating your future, we can create like Star Trek times.
Psychopaths like or sociopaths like Blair and
Yeah,
WEF,
if
WHO.
we keep voting people like that in, we're gonna just get more of the
Uh,
Same.
these people aren't voted in. Klaus Shops was never voted in, not by the pop, not
Well,
by the
he actually
public.
just got voted out, so
Well, yeah,
that's another
but who's going to replace him?
Yeah.
well. That's
The
not
head of
that's not really up to us,
at the present moment is the head of Nestle, the company that stated not that long ago that water should be bear human rights.
Well, I mean, water should be human right. I mean, every
well,
person.
100%.
Arizona freaking makes it a law where you can't refuse water to somebody who needs it. If they come into a freaking business and say, "Look, I'm thirsty," they need to have water. You know what I mean? It's your
Yeah.
job to give them water to survive in the desert. If you,
Well, yeah, I agree, and that's the way the ancient Aboriginals worked as well. Even if someone was from a different tribe, if they ask you for food or water, you have to give it to them.
well, I don't know about food, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, water definitely because,
Well, I mean, if someone is starving and you don't give them a bit of food and you have a bunch,
dude,
then
there's
you're
shitloads.
actually like enabling their starvation,
There's
right?
there's shitloads of food sources though. Like cockroaches have shitloads of freaking protein in them. You know what I mean?
Like I mentioned earlier on
I'm talking about in the
on
context of
Major
like if
Carb.
you're in the desert and you're
Yeah.
sitting there in your campsite and you have a whole bunch of food, someone comes out of the desert, they're about to die,
Well,
and they
yeah,
ask
that's
you for food
different.
or
Yeah,
water.
that would be
But
different.
the same principle is the person you're helping today might help you tomorrow. You know what I mean? And if you go around saying no to everyone, eventually someone's going to say no to you. So I think it's better that we just help each other rather than try and dominate and control each other. It's my general outlook on it.
That's where that hippie side of Mr. Robot comes out.
It's not
Yeah,
hippie,
that's
it's
the
human nature,
entire
man. It's
case.
how we survived through our ice ages and stuff. We helped each other. We didn't just like go and bloody feed on each other like we
Well,
do
they
now.
didn't feed on each other, but they didn't just
When some
help each
people
other
took
either.
it,
Like when
yeah.
I mean, it was like freaking yeah, they did start communities eventually, but as time went on, you know what I mean? When they learned that they could do more with one another, but still they had to freaking hunt to survive. And you didn't harm your body freaking